Hi everyone, Ajaz from Focus Finance Solution. In today's video, I will be sharing with you details of the new government debt help scheme which was launched yesterday. I will share with you how the scheme works, what debt is eligible, who is eligible to apply for the scheme, and how to apply. Before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up and give this channel a subscribe so you don't miss any future content. With all that out of the way, let's get to work. So HMRC has launched the new debt help scheme for people struggling to keep up with their debt repayments, and especially because of what has happened last year with the pandemic, as a lot of people have seen themselves really get into debt. The key points of this scheme is that the scheme will give people 60 days to get their finances back on track. And how will that happen? So the key idea is debt not piling up. During this period, any interest or any of the late fees or any charges from the lenders will be frozen. Any worrying letters from the lenders will be stopped. Also, any enforcement actions will also be halted against the debtors. Another key point is for people with mental health issues and people receiving mental health treatment, as this is, the government has realized there's a strong connection between getting into debt and mental health. So people who are receiving mental health treatment will be benefiting from this scheme while they're getting treatment, plus they will get an additional 30 days once their treatment is finished to put their finances back in order and get out of debt. Most of the debt qualify for the scheme. To name a few, credit and store cards, personal and payday loans, overdrafts, utility bills, rent, mortgage arrears, and government debt such as tax and benefits such as universal credit overpayments. Guys, some of the key points to note about this scheme is that although interest and fees are frozen while you're taking part in this scheme, this is not a repayment holiday scheme. So what that means, you will still need to keep up with your rent payments, mortgage payments, and bills while you're taking part in the scheme. And if you are unable to comply with these terms, then you may be canceled. The scheme may be canceled and you may not be able to take advantage of this scheme anymore. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that Insolvency Services, which is a partner of HMRC in the rollout of this scheme, will maintain electronic records for everybody taking part in this scheme, which will basically notify your creditors if you're taking part in this scheme, so you don't have to do that. They will do that for you, and they will notify your creditors that you're part of this scheme, so that will stop any enforcement actions or any letters coming through the door, or the interest and penalties being charged. Also, the start and end dates of these agreements will be recorded, and also if the scheme was canceled for you. And the thing to keep in mind is these records will be kept for 15 months after the end of the agreement. So in order to apply for this scheme, you will need to speak to a professional debt advisor. Now, one thing to be warned about is when you contact or Google a lot of these debt advisors, they may want to speak to you about completely writing off debt, or writing off 80% of the debt or 90% of the debt. When you speak to them, specifically ask them about the government debt help scheme, which was launched on 4th of May, or the breathing space scheme when you have a chat with them. Key point to note here is for people with mental health issues. So anybody receiving mental health treatment, a mental health professional can certify that the person is receiving mental health, and that can be submitted when applying for this scheme. So everyone, hope you found this video useful and the information that I provided you. Please give this video a thumbs up. Give this channel a subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Also, please leave us a comment If you wish to discuss your circumstances on a one-to-one basis in regards to business finance or property finance, then please do get in touch by using the contact information in the video description or visiting the website for Focus Finance Solutions and finding out what services we offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.